You know, I don't like to repeat content. That means do a video and then maybe a few months or years later do the same video. However, when it comes to countdowns, sometimes that is justified. So for example, if we do a countdown with what's the best Wolverine statue, and then there's 40 new Wolverine statues, maybe time to do it again. Now today's countdown, as you saw in the title, is one I've done years ago. And while the individual things we're counting down haven't changed, how they operate has. And I know you're thinking, Mr. X, what's up with the tank? I don't want to see that. Well, it is 99 degrees today, and it is just hot as hell. Now, for the record, originally I was going to do the video naked, but Mrs. X wouldn't let me. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thank you so much for tuning into the Extreme Channel. So it's 2024 and the world seems to change better and worse every single year. Everything is completely different. And I thought it would be a good time to revisit what are the best statue companies in 2024. As I said about 4 years ago, I did a video on it, but so much has changed. Now, how I ranked the statue companies was I had different objective measures. We looked at everything from quality to options to availability. We put it in this big old AI computer, but I don't trust AI because I have no doubt in my mind that Judgment Day is coming and Skynet will eventually take over. So this is just my opinion, and it is based on a lot of subjective factors, including customer service, different licenses, product quality, price and value is a big one. And my list has completely changed. I'm going to let you know right now, for years and years, I stood on a hill saying Prime One Studio is the best statue company. They're not number one on this list. Now, before I start counting down, throw down in the comments below who you think is going to be number one or who you think should be number one. Also, do you like my tank? As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. All right, so number 10 is a four-way tie. And the reason why it's a four-way tie is saying top 13 is just kind of weird. But I'm going to talk about each one, starting with ECC, Elite Creature Collectibles or Cinemaquette. So first of all, I think they put out great quality products, and the pricing really isn't that bad. The disadvantage they have for them is they don't put out a lot. And they put out a lot of obscure stuff, which I'm sure films that have small cult following actually appreciate. And I've owned some amazing ECC stuff over the years. But they come in tied at number 10 with Figurama. Figurama, in my opinion, anime stuff, they make some of the absolute best statues. But that's about all they have going for them. Their customer service sucks. Their wait time sucks. That's one of the many groups that I've actually been kicked out of. And I hate to buy their stuff anymore. I still have one I paid in full like 4 years ago that they can't even give an update on. But they do make amazing statues, but because they don't have any of the other stuff, that's why they're so far down at number 10. Pure Arts is also on my list. Now, Pure Arts has the customer service. I think they make good products, not necessarily great. Every once in a while they come out with a great banger. And I like the varied licenses they have, but they don't seem to have a specialty. It's like, hey, what is Pure Arts really good at? I don't know. They make some life-size busts or heads from different genres. But I do appreciate their creativity, and that's why they come in tied at number 10, along with First Four Figures. So First Four Figures, I think their quality standards are much lower, but not bad. Just you don't have a lot of micro detail in the statues, but I love that they stick with a few different things. They stick with some anime stuff and some video game stuff primarily, and they go all out and make statues we never thought we'd see. So I really appreciate that about First Four Figures, but they don't hold a candle to some of the other ones we're going to talk about, like J&D coming in at number 9. Now I know a lot of people are like, J&D's number 9, Mr. X? That's nuts. Some of their statues are absolutely amazing, and I completely agree. However, the problem with J&D is threefold. Number one is they have a cocky attitude. I'm sorry. When collectors tell them stuff, they just say, you're wrong. Now, I get it. They have put time, passion, and money into creating these projects, so people are very prideful. I'm prideful of my channel. But the cocky arrogance is a really big turnoff. Second is I think they have a decent number of misses. I think their Harley, I think their Superman, I think their Bale do look horrible. Some of the other ones look absolutely immaculate. The third problem I have with them is they do so many weird one-offs. Like as of this time, they have one Lord of the Rings piece. That's weird. Are they going to make any more? Because generally J&D doesn't scale well with other pieces. But I do have to give them props. If this was based off of some of their statues and how good they are, they would be much higher on the list. Number 8, Infinity Studios. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Now, one of the things that really hurt Infinity Studios in the ranking is their pieces are $4,000. Now, a lot of people have talked about, is the statue dying? No, it's not dying. It's just evolving, and it's evolving into a rich man's game, like a lot of things. So you guys know I have this account with the local football team, the NFL team, and it's really high-end tickets. The account manager was telling me when they're building stadiums, that's what they're doing. They're taking out the cheap tickets and doing these really elaborate suites and clubs for people, and I feel statue collecting is going the same way. Now, Infinity Studios, they dabble in a few other markets. They've done quarter scale and even some dioramas and stuff, but really their bread and butter is their life-size half torsos, which are done really, really well. But honestly, when it comes to an average collector isn't going to just collect those at $4,000 a pop, which is what hurts them at number 8. Number 7 has really moved down the list over the years, XM Studios. XM Studios used to be, hey, we're going to put out 5 statues and 3 of these will be bangers. Now it's about 1 in 5 and 2 or 3 are average and the other are like, I don't even want that. You know, they still have some of the best statues ever made, including XM Hulkbuster, Maestro on Throne. I think their original Ghost Rider is fantastic. I love their Horseman of the Apocalypse that's coming out. But again, one of the obstacles we have is a large portion of the collectors are in the States, so getting XM Studios is very tough. Now, as you see, this countdown is strictly about the manufacturers, not the distributors, even though some of these companies do their own distributing, or they distribute for others. But XM Studios, I think their choices lately, like their Magneto on the runway, some of their other ones, I just have zero interest in. I think they're falling behind a little bit. And I feel like ever since Ben left the company, or went into the background, that they also have a little bit of that cocky attitude as well. Number 6 is a dark horse. Tweeterhead. I used to hate Tweeterhead. I didn't think they made good statues, and I felt they were really unreliable. I think they have totally flipped their game in the last 3 years. Kind of when they started going back into the Masters of the Universe line, they've just made some absolutely killer stuff, not only MOTU, but some of the other pieces that are coming out. And they're very affordable. That's what I really like. And they try and keep you updated with everything that's going on. So Tweeterhead has really impressed me moving up the list lately. Number 5 is Queen Studios. I really like the people at Queen Studios. I've had a lot of opportunity to even hang out with the owner and hang out with John, who's in charge of their PR. I like how customer face fronting they are, but they're inconsistent with their pieces. Like their Black Widow is horrible in my opinion. Some of their busts are very, very good. I still own some that I think are amazing. I think they're trying to dabble in too much stuff, which is what's hurting them. You know, you can't be great at 50 things, but you can be great at 2 or 3 things. But Queen Studios, definitely a solid company. And remember, they're new too. So they're less than 5 years old. But again, another disadvantage they have to them is what they're really good at is those life-size busts. The prices on those are very high. Number 4, which has really moved up over the last few years, is Iron Studios. So Iron Studios, what I love about them is these 1/10 dioramas they're doing are really impressive. And they're catering to a new buyer who doesn't have as much space or as much money. And every once in a while, they put out a banger in a larger scale as well. So I think that is fantastic. I think they should continue doing exactly what they're doing, sticking with the licenses they have. But Iron Studios, I think, is getting better and better because it goes to a wider array of audiences. Number 3, hurts me to say, Sideshow has stepped it up. Sideshow used to be one of my favorite when I started. I think they were everyone's that started about 8 years ago when I did. Then they kind of dropped off, but my God. So first of all, Sideshow is still being price conscious, which I think is a huge thing going for them. And quite a few of their quarter scale premium formats they're coming out with are fantastic. They had some great Poison Ivies. They had some great Penguins. Or just one great Penguin. But anyway, there's a number of pieces they continue to reveal, and I'm like, you know what? That's impressive. Not only that, but they're kind of coming out of the box. Now they're doing stuff with a comic cover behind it and available in different scales and conceptual stuff. Sideshow has really impressed me lately, and while I haven't bought one in a while other than their J. Scott Fairy Tale line, I think that they've bounced back really nice. Really impressed. Number 2 is Prime One Studios. So they dropped from number 1, and strictly because of pricing. I still think they make the best statues. If you said, hey, who makes the best statues? It is Prime One Studio. But the prices that they're asking for on quarter scale, third scale, especially including shipping, is ridiculous. You know, I remember this video right here. I talked about the prices going up, and they haven't stopped. Now, again, like some of the other ones, they've catered to a new buyer, and they're very consistent with their good pieces. But just look at some of the sales they have to do to offload them because people aren't buying as much anymore. I do like the fact they're going with a lot of lower edition sizes when it's all said and done. That's a very smart move. But they still have to recoup from some of the mistakes they made, and they continue to raise those prices. And I think they're going to continue to fall on this list as a popular statue company the more they raise those prices. Number one, 5 years ago, I would have said no way in hell this company would be number one. They make very mediocre pieces. They have some really cool licenses, but they're not creative. And now, not only do I think are they creative, but they're getting better and better licenses. Their pieces, they actually come out with bangers now, which they never did in my opinion. They had like one in the past. But right now, I think the best company out there is PCS. PCS for a number of reasons. They're a little cocky sometimes, and I appreciate what Ant did when he took over the company. You know, and I have no contact with Ant. This is just my saying. But man, some of their pieces they've come out with are my favorites. Their turtle line, both 1/3 and 1/4. That last Ronin is still one of my favorite statues, even though I did sell it just because I'm not collecting turtles anymore. I would say of the 20 or so POs I have left, probably 12 of them are PCS. I mean, they just keep coming out with these awesome, awesome concepts and licenses. Now, they are getting a little bit higher in the price, which, that's kind of a sign of success. Hey, people are buying our stuff. Let's raise it. I do respect the fact that they are keeping the edition sizes lower on the premium silver stuff, where they do get some really good values for that. You know, like, for example, the latest one I ordered for them was their turtle one, and you get a TCRI or TGRI or whatever it is, ooze container. That's pretty cool. So I do respect the fact of that, but I'm a huge fan of PCS right now. They're the hardest ones to practice hashtag restraint with, and keep it coming, PCS. So totally flipped lists, which is why I wanted to do it. Are you surprised by what I said? I asked you to comment again because we're super close to the next giveaway. All right, I'm going to go swim at the pool for the rest of the day and get drunk. In other words, Tuesday. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.